We open on Ellie Mae giving a bear what for after trying to rob her of her freshly acquired honeycomb. It's fucking hilarious when they switch angles and now you can tell it's some dude in a bear suit. It's just edited perfectly. It goes by really fast, just enough time to give you a giggle, so... Good job! Now back at the Clampett household, we're introduced to Granny and Fat Elmer and... Holy shit! Do you know who that is?
I had too much cheese.
Listen close.
Now I can't burp.
It's Murph!
Come on, pump it up. Can you fix me, Granny?
I didn't even notice. My wife pointed that out to me. Now finally, we meet Jed, played by the always awesome Jim Varney. He discovers oil. You know how it goes. It's windy as shit today, so the building keeps creaking up here. And soon enough, Jed and the family have business suit-wearing tycoons in their cramped living quarters, offering a significant amount of money to them for their land. How much exactly?
We're going to pay you $1 billion.
Now, weary of signing anything without an expert opinion, they decide to wait until at least the next day when cousin Jethro will be arriving. I love Diedrich Bader.
Hey, Bird, what?
Jethro?
Yes, Mom?
Look, I just can't find myself angry about anything when Jethro's on screen.
Did you fix those Ferris Bones brakes like I told you?
Of course.
He's so adorable!
The new ones are coming in the mail next week.
Now, even though I can't be angry whenever Jethro's on screen, the same can't be said about Granny, who gets really pissed off when he nearly kills her while she's just trying to use the bathroom. Over dinner, the family discuss moving to Beverly Hills with their newfound possibility of wealth, and man, we get the first absolutely dated joke of this movie. Listing the benefits of Beverly Hills,
they got swimming pools and movie stars.
Ellie Mae mentions smog, which they obviously have no concept of.
What's a smog?
Oh god, Jeopardy jokes just aren't funny. They never were.
I reckon it's a small hole.
Pearl, Jethro's mom, also implants the idea into Jed's head that Ellie Mae is in need of a motherly influence to stop her from running wild and staying on her tomboy path.
Ellie Mae wearing fancy dresses and acting ladylike.
Well, that don't sound like much fun.
Angry at the thought, she heads outside for a walk, discovering a spy sent by the company to see if they've signed the papers yet. Now, this is the final straw for Jed, who makes his decision here and now, and with that, the family is packed up and ready to go. All but Granny.
I like it here. Say what you will, but there ain't nothing you can do to get me off of this rocking chair.
And that's okay, because Jed has a plan for her.
Push up, Granny.
Goddamn hurricane out there. Well, the movie makes up for the Jeopardy joke, at least with this bit right here.
Watch your head, Granny.
It falls like Peter in Family Guy. It's just like... So off the Clampets go in there. I don't really know what kind of car this is, and to me it looks more like a fucking covered wagon, but without a cover. Hitting the freeway, the family is completely oblivious to their bad lane etiquette, and in a hilarious moment of misunderstanding, they pick up on some useful gestures to show the good people of Beverly Hills how friendly they are and happy to be in their town.
That's the way they wave howdy in California.
Now we're next introduced to Milburn, the boss of the bank, hoping to hold on to the Clampets' money, as well as Miss Hathaway. Lily Tomlin is great in almost everything she's in. She's so expressive, so emotive, and just such a joy to watch.
And I must say, it is inspirational how you happen to find a place for the Clampets.
Every time I think of her, I think of either Austin Powers or I Heart Huckabees. So this was definitely a surprise to me, because I didn't read the cast or anything before I decided to just rewatch this. Now, she's basically a suck-up, kissing his ass at every turn, and we also meet Tyler, played by Rob Schneider. Come on, give the man a break. He's not that bad, he just made some bad film choices.
I'm a carrot. A carrot.
Tyler,
This one's okay, though.
step in here for a moment, please.
Okay. It really wasn't that funny. Maybe I was wrong.
I'm a carrot.
It was 1993. I probably laughed my ass off, but it does not age well at all. It's like a damn Gallagher routine. Now, Tyler is also a kiss-ass, trying to rise the ranks and make partners with the boss, having already drawn up some papers for the Clampett account, but Milburn quickly shuts him down.
I'll be handling that account personally.
It doesn't matter, because he has a plan of his own, which we'll get into later. And back on the freeway, still clogging up traffic, more bad driving jokes ensue. But I have to admit, I laughed my ass off at this. Jethro almost misses the exit, so he cuts clear across all the lanes of traffic, which pisses off these couple of thugs that roll up next to him, brandishing a handgun. Jed's response is everything that was great about 90s prop comedy.
That's real nice, son. This here's what I carry.
And all that happened, too, because... Next, we get a short scene at Milburn's house where we meet his son, who was such a dumbass, and I feel bad for this kid because they gave him a pure shit character. I really hate his introduction scene, too, because it's just a terrible joke. His dad comes in there, and he's trying to talk to him and say, hey, I need you to take care of Ellie Mae.
I want you to show her around. Just be her friend.
And he doesn't want to because he thinks she's just going to be some redneck hillbilly or whatever.
You want to pay me to hang out with her? She must be a major bow wow.
Disinterested in listening to his father, he's all absorbed into this TV show. It's one of those court TV shows.
Yes, I raised this dog from a pup, and due to him.
And it's just over 2 dogs, basically, I guess, or who cares, right? My point is, this motherfucker breaks out into tears at the decision. I mean, the only reason this scene even exists is because later on, he's gonna have to show Ellie Mae around, and we'll skip over that when the time comes. Now, the Clampets have almost arrived at their new home. Look at Jethro smiling! I told you I can't be mad at him. They stop at a stop sign, and I'm only mentioning that because a window washer pops up and sprays some cleaner. But, you know, since they're driving their coverless wagon, if you look close, because I swear it goes by fast and I didn't notice it, sprays over it, Jethro gets some in his face, and he's just like... It's not like it's hidden or anything. I'm just saying I never really noticed it when I was a kid, I guess. The character introductions continue as we next meet Laura, and that is totally Leah Thompson. Damn, this movie's full of surprises.
It's a horny old goat looking for some action.
Do I have to do Back to the Future now?
You're so...
I don't know. She's Tyler's, I hesitate to say girlfriend. It seems like she just puts up with him more than anything. Either way, their entire job is to scheme on ways to get the Clampets money. Now, still on their way to the new house, Granny makes Jed stop when she spots some roadkill, which she scoops up quickly, and we get another hilarious scene, which makes up for Morgan's dumb one. Of all people, Milburn is driving the opposite way and forced to slam on the brakes lest he hit Granny. Now, at first she's greedy with her find, but then relents, realizing, you know, there's probably enough to share for everybody. But Jed is the one who breaks the ice when he suggests that they give him the old California howdy.
Howdy, y'all.
Oh, howdy.
I could watch this scene 100 times and not get sick of it.
Milburn.
It's that little bird Milburn throws at the end. He's like, it's fucking hilarious. His wife's like, did you flip me off? Now, eventually the Clampets arrive at their new mansion while Miss Hathaway is on the grounds inspecting it for cleanliness, getting ready to present it to the new owners. Hearing voices, Miss Hathaway spies on them from the window as Jethro makes some very astute observations.
Why do you reckon they got 2 sets of steps?
One's for going up, the other's for going down.
I love Jethro.
Hello, police. This is Miss Jane Hathaway.
Now, without even asking them so much as a question, she calls the police on them, timing them at that.
I need you here, code 3, and I will be timing you.
And soon enough, the Clampets end up in jail, which when Milburn finds out, he is pissed.
You're fired.
After firing her, he's utterly terrified still that Jed is going to take his money out of the bank, but Jed, the good guy that he is, forgives her and asks her to personally watch over his affairs.
We hadn't have been who we was, we'd have still been much obliged for you doing what you done.
So now Miss Hathaway is kissing Milburn's ass, happy to have her job back. Milburn is kissing Jed's ass, happy to have never had his money leave. And poor Jed, he's just completely oblivious to the treatment that he's just received. So unfair.
Is that all right with you, Mr. Drysdale?
That's exactly what I'd do in your situation.
More silly bits follow when Milburn takes them to their limo, which they mistake for a hearse.
There we go. What are you doing?
It's kind of funny. Jethro, God, look at that goofy grin. He finds Milburn's car irresistibly beautiful. Oh, you know what's coming.
Can I drive it?
And Milburn, he'll do anything to keep that account.
Well, of course you can, son. I think that's a great idea.
Hot dog.
Now, more silliness follows with Jed not knowing how to drive, Granny not understanding what a cell phone is, and some revealing information on Jed's behalf as to what he's looking for while he's out here.
I'm looking to get hitched.
But probably out of spite, Milburn assigns Miss Hathaway to that job as well as her accounting duties for Jed. Now later that night, Milburn has joined the Clampets for Sunday dinner, which they're having on the pool table. And tension hits the roof when Milburn is put on the spot because Jethro asks him if he can have a job as a vice president at his bank. God, you can see the pain in his eyes.
I think so. We can always use another good man.
Now when the doorbell rings, a concept they still haven't fully grasped,
There's them bells again.
Tyler shows up with flowers, kissing everyone's ass, and is just as shocked to see Milburn as Milburn is to see him. Now he overstays his welcome, and in the process picks up some useful information of his own.
No one understands refinement and sophistication better than the French.
He basically overhears Milburn's wife explain to Jed how she became so refined and sophisticated. The old French tutor trick.
He's a hayseed, a hillbilly.
You know where it's going. And if you were for some reason looking for some more silly old Rob Schneider sticks, I don't know if it's funny or not. They didn't give him a lot to work with. Now next we find Laura arriving at their door posing as the French tutor, and Jethro is too stupid to put the pieces together.
There is not a young woman in the house who is perhaps a bit unruly?
Not that I can think of.
I cannot stand this accent, okay? It's about as annoying to me as that bitch in the Addams Family.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. God, tell it on the mountains.
Nobody in need of refinement and sophistication.
Now Laura, realizing how dumb Jethro is, lingers around a bit, hoping someone else will come around, and as luck would have it, Jed himself comes downstairs and instantly recognizes her skills are a perfect match for Ellie Mae's needs. Jethro finally realizes it too.
Hey, I just thought of something.
Shortly after, the introductions are made, and Jethro continues to delight us, this time with his understanding of the game of bowling. I can't put this clip in here fairly because it's so long and it's so funny.
Put it down this here gully. It rolls down yonder.
And in his own words,
Then you hurl yourself down this slippery gully.
you see how many of them there snake bashing clubs you can knock down before the ball gets there. I love Jethro. We next find Miss Hathaway arriving amidst Ellie Mae getting her first lessons in being ladylike. Jethro, meanwhile, now, aiming to sabotage the marriage of Jed, Laura knocks all of Miss Hathaway's papers, which contain potential romantic matches, into the pool, and forced to go get her other copies, Jethro walks out. If you ask me, their relationship is one of the best in movies, and no one ever talks about it, damn it. And the next scene is for nothing but laughs when Miss Hathaway can't leave because of a cow blocking her path. Now, using the buzzer outside of the gate, she gets a hold of Jethro, and of course it's Jethro, right?
I am trapped inside the wall. Hello?
He doesn't understand what's happening, and he literally thinks that she's trapped in the wall, which leads to the inevitable.
Stay put, Miss Hathaway. I'll get you out.
I mean, her wording didn't help either, you know. Now, meanwhile, Laura and Tyler continue to be conniving little shits, discussing their plans to steal the Clampets' money when Milburn beeps in for a funny little joke.
I got my hand on your butt and I'm squeezing.
Tyler! Get your hand off my butt.
And then we find Morgan rolling up to the mansion to pick up Ellie Mae for school. Someone slapped this kid for his performance. Someone really slapped this kid for his performance.
But we going to school or we just gonna stand here all day?
Now, he takes Ellie Mae to school, and the whole shtick with these two is that Morgan is a nerd, he gets bullied, and Ellie Mae is going to end up standing up for him. Nothing special, nothing bad.
All I have is $400 in traveler's checks.
So just sign them and hand them over.
Maybe a little bad, but it's nothing worth talking about. Jethro, now vice president of the bank, has no idea what he's doing when in comes Miss Hathaway, and the two work together on finding a wife for Jed. Jethro has a pretty good idea.
Big bulletin board.
No, we'd better be a bit more discreet.
Now, he fills Jane in on a multitude of things he likes in life, which is overheard by Tyler.
He likes people who don't waste nothing.
Oh, go on.
And his favorite song is I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry by Hank Williams. And Sponge Cake.
He passes this information along to Laura, who without the slightest bit of subtlety uses every piece of the info to her advantage, trying to ensnare Jed in her trap.
I was just listening to it while repairing this old dress and waiting for my sponge cake to bake.
The poor fool is so trusting, he takes it hook, line, and sinker. Do I talk about the dick joke? Might as well.
Happiness is hard to find.
Jim Varney is the only reason this gets a laugh.
Excuse me?
Happiness
or happiness. Well,
A bit later, we find Jethro and Miss Hathaway riding down the freeway discussing the pros and cons of continuing to drive this coverless wagon when Jethro reveals that he has a big surprise for Miss Hathaway. And she's all puckered up with her fresh lipstick on, got her eyes closed like he says, expecting to get a big fat wet one on the lips from him. And then she opens her eyes and sees this shit.
Ain't she pretty?
Oh my God, the chief is going to kill me.
She's probably right about that. And let me tell you now, I don't know why, but these two have amazing chemistry. I love, love, love Miss Hathaway and Jethro when they're on screen. It's just charming, him being so sweetly stupid and naive, and her goofy faces and ability to see through someone's outer shell and into the good person they are. Even worse, Milburn is at home having dinner in front of the TV when a familiar voice comes out from the speakers.
Howdy. I'm Jethro Bodine. I'm talking to all you ladies out there.
So not only has he put up a billboard, he's also shot a commercial.
Are you looking for the perfect husband?
His delivery.
Jed is rated triple A's for A attractive, A available, and A billionaire.
His face.
I'm not only Jed's wife finder, I'm also his nephew.
His smile. The little laugh. I don't know how much more I can crush on this dude right now.
I won.
Now, Milburn thinks this is the end of his career, but God, he couldn't be more wrong. Like, what is he, an idiot? Every woman in America, single or not, is going to want to get a piece of that.
And 2 men.
Better make that 3 men. Sorry, Audrey. Now, Milburn is still furious, even with the influx of women filling the halls, until it's revealed to him that Jethro conceived the idea in the first place. And then he just resumes kissing ass.
Your idea. Well, it's brilliant. Insightful.
This next scene's funny too, because we find Jethro has the covered wagon, or the coverless wagon I should say, hoisted up on 4, like, probably expensive as fuck statues.
Bonjour, Jethro.
Well, howdy, Miss Laurette.
It seems like he's taking Miss Hathaway's advice to heart.
What a moron.
Look, I really don't care for this next scene. Like I said, it's just Ellie Mae and the bullies and Morgan. And Morgan sucks ass. He's the worst part of the movie. I'm sorry, whoever you are who played him, you weren't given a lot to work with, but your character sucks, so we're just gonna gloss over this.
You come here to wrestle me? Or did you just come here to kiss the gym floor?
All this is doing is setting up an inevitable wrestling match later on where they can just stretch that shit out for forever. And like I said, we'll skip over that when the time comes. Now, even later still, we find Jethro and Miss Hathaway discussing potential candidates for him to marry, and it's really just a bunch of dated humor where she talks a whole bunch of...
By specifying the search criteria into functional groupings.
Computer jargon and kind of mixes it with subtle hints and...
Basic, Boolean, algebra.
Suggestions at him, but Jethro is just so damn clueless that he misses every hint she throws at him that she's romantically interested in him.
I have no idea what you just said.
Oh, Jethro, you are so delightfully primitive.
It doesn't matter because the interactions between these two, they're so goddamn enjoyable. I'm telling you, Lily Tomlin and Diedrich Bader, damn, they had chemistry together. I just can't get enough of them hamming it up. Now, we also find Milburn in a meeting with some woman who runs a stud farm. You see what the movie's doing? It's a miscommunication joke in the works here, and it's not that great, honestly. Whom he doesn't even intend to set up a meeting with Jed for, but who would you guess is the one who runs into her and fucks everything up?
Mr. Drysdale said I would be a perfect partner for Mr. Clampett.
If you said Jethro, then yeah, of course.
I can take you over to meet him right now.
Wonderful.
Come on.
He thinks that she's the new romantic interest. He takes her home, introduces him, and what follows is a long as fuck drawn out scene or strung together bunch of scenes where they just misunderstand each other.
If it makes it any easier for you, I am willing to take on multiple partners.
Multiple partners.
Jed thinks that she literally wants to breed with him.
No offense, man, but I'm afraid I'd find that just a tad uncomfortable.
She thinks that he's getting the wrong message.
Don't think this is the sort of thing Mr. Drysdale would want to be involved in.
It's not that funny.
Would you like to see the pictures? They're very detailed.
Not just yet.
My real problem is it just takes away screen time from already established funny aspects of this movie. It leads nowhere, it feels clunky in the script, and this woman's only existence is for this long-ass joke. Shortly after the embarrassment of the misunderstanding becomes too much, she just runs off and you never see her again. We could have had more Jethro and Miss Hathaway time. We could have had more Tyler and Laura time. God forbid, we could have had more Ellie Mae and Dumbass time. We could have had anything other than that.
I've got my license and I'm ready to breed.
Like, every time I fire this movie up now, I just want to fast forward right through her scene. The only thing that saves it is the dirt bike. In this montage, we find Granny, Jethro, and Ellie Mae riding a dirt bike all over the house, which culminates in Granny riding it right into the cement pond. Look, that's what Jed called it earlier.
Over here by the cement pond.
Now, much like earlier when he almost killed her, Granny beats the tar out of Jethro. That's what my granny would have said. And the annoying misunderstanding of words joke finally comes to an end when she, like I said, storms off never to be seen again. You'll skip through this one too if you ever watch this movie, at least until the dirt bike part. I guarantee it.
Well, look who's here. Missed your practice, babe.
Oh, goddammit, get your fast forward buttons ready again if you're actually watching this, because now it's time for Ellie Mae and Dumbass. All this really is a long drawn-out scene where Ellie Mae beats the bully up, and then the coach has a one-liner.
Sorry, Derek. You're demoted. I think we found a new team captain.
It's terrible. Now, a big party, or shindig they'd call it, is underway for Jed's birthday, and Jethro, he comes rolling up on the scene, and I don't have words, I don't have jokes, I don't have anything, because this scene is just so fucking funny on its own. Then he honks the little horn.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
Miss Hathaway says it best.
It's very you, very macho.
Thank you.
Now, unfortunately, once we get inside to the shindig, Jethro is really the only thing that keeps the movie entertaining.
Sushi, calamari, caviar.
What? Speak American.
Some of the time is spent with Jed and Laura, who's continuing to manipulate him into potentially marrying her.
Thank you, Monsieur Clampets.
Dumbass hits on Ellie Mae.
Maybe sometime we could go out. Not on a date or anything, just...
Somebody hit this kid for his performance.
Sounds like fun.
Somebody really hit this kid for his performance. Now, Miss Hathaway continues to come on to Jed, who is oblivious, and then Ellie Mae stumbles across Laura crying in the corner. She lies about overhearing Jed say that he would marry her, but he's afraid what Ellie Mae might think, and she's cocky as hell about it.
Too young and beautiful to be your mother.
It's just corny. It's the fucking accent that ruins it for me. No disrespect to Leah Thompson. I mean, she played the character as it was written, I'm sure. I just don't like the whole angle to begin with. Phony accent, marry him, steal all the money, stock villain setup. It is the Beverly Hillbillies, though. It's just the accent.
Who'd have thought it?
And then the movie breaks the fourth wall for some reason?
Miss Lorette and my pa.
How modern. Thank God, once again, Jethro saves the day with himself.
So I can call you whenever I want you hot-footed right over?
How many people could get a big-ass sub like that?
Huh? No. Thank you.
And be funny with it in any possible way. Look, even better, if you stick around at the end of this movie, there's some bloopers, and I gotta put this one right here.
It's about right.
It's so funny. God damn it, I love it. Laura continues to bullshit, this time telling Jed that Ellie Mae said she would love for her to be her mother.
I love Ellie Mae just like a daughter.
Shit starts to drag down here in the movie, unfortunately. And it's not Jim Varney. It's not Leah Thompson. So what is it? It's lackluster story. We've seen this silly plot device before, and I know it's the Beverly Hillbillies. I'm not expecting some dramatic Oscar-winning story, but damn, it deserved a little more than this tripe-ass typical villain, right? It's a shitty stock villain with a phony accent who marries him to immediately wire money over to a foreign bank account because she's done it all before. But it is the Beverly Hillbillies, so fuck, I don't know. Now, Jed talks to Ellie Mae. Who cares?
Thanks, Pa.
And if I didn't think this movie could get any more dated...
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Dolly Parton shows up singing happy birthday to Jed.
Happy birthday to you.
I like Dolly Parton, it's just...
They've spent a fortune on me for you.
That's not funny! So Jed finally proposes to Laura, throwing Granny and Jethro into a state of confusion. Miss Hathaway isn't happy about it either. And then we get more Dolly Parton.
Fine clothes and diamond rings.
Skip it.
You don't say.
Granny is the only one making sense here when she decides to leave the celebration early and calls Pearl on the phone, telling her about how she's suspicious of Laura.
Relax, baby.
Now, Granny invites her and some of the cousins to the wedding, and good God, if you thought Jethro was funny, you're gonna love Jethrina.
Always cry at weddings.
Give this man a long overdue Oscar.
I do.
Now, meanwhile, Tyler gives Jed some bogus paperwork claiming it's a prenup, as if he has Jed's best interests in mind. And when he runs off to show it to Laura, the two start making out. Notice how she's finally showing him affection, only when there's money involved? Granny spots the two and blows her top over it. Why'd she have to yell and alert them? Silly old Granny. Now, tying her up and driving her to her retirement home, I gotta admit, I giggled at Rob's delivery of this line.
She's got crap on her boots!
They dump her off, claiming she's out of her mind, and her behavior doesn't help at all, which leads the doctor to suggesting they try electroshock therapy. God, I have to wrap this thing up. It feels like this movie's never gonna fucking end. Next up, we find a bunch of the extended family on an airplane learning how to use the various emergency devices. It's fucking hilarious. Everybody's so serious-faced, it just looks the part. I mean, it's just great. Of course, they gotta play dueling banjos, which I gotta kind of skip through because of the bots. This one chick's commitment is amazing. She's just tearing the aisles up. The next thing this movie throws at us, I don't even know what to make of it. Miss Hathaway stumbles across Granny's liquor bottle that fell from her dress when Laura and Tyler kidnapped her. Now she takes it to the police, who don't seem to want to do anything because there's no clear-cut evidence that she's missing, so she throws on a fake crying spell. So the officer ends up giving her a card for a private eye, which is fucking played by Barnaby Jones.
Oh, this case was pretty easy to crack, Miss Hathaway.
That's not even what sucks about it. What sucks about it is, in an instant, literally an instant, he tells her everything. He's already fucking solved the case. Wait a minute, maybe that is kind of funny.
The Red Velour, a.k.a. Laura Jackson.
Did I miss the joke on that and just now get it? Am I a dumbass? I don't fucking know.
A.k.a. Lily LeBecq. Married 12 times to any guy with a little extra money to throw around.
I was ready to bitch about the sense of it, but now I feel foolish. I actually wrote on here, that was some of the worst, laziest writing I've ever seen. It might be some of the fucking funniest writing that I've ever seen because I missed the joke. Or I'm just a dumbass. This guy riding a dirt bike up the road's a dumbass. Now, Miss Hathaway phones the Clampets, but gets a hold of Tyler, so she tells him to tell Milburn to stop the wedding, and you know he's not gonna do that.
Miss Hathaway called. She said something had come up and to go ahead and start the wedding without her.
See? You goddamn dirt bike riding assholes. I'm watching too much Tourette's guy.
What's on damn noise?
Now next up, we find Miss Hathaway undercover posing as a nurse, and to keep this goddamn review from going any further, she basically is gonna bust Granny out. There's some funny bits in there, sure, but it just goes on, and I don't have time for this shit. Dated electroshock, unfunny ass fucking therapy joke. Now at the same time, all the cousins have arrived at the wedding and start mingling in with the rich guests, and Tyler comes running up to the back of the seats, computer in hand, ready to wire the money over the instant Jed says I do. Now, he wasn't prepared for a surprise guest though.
Hi there, handsome.
There is another great blooper waiting at the end of this movie.
I gotta do this again.
I'd have died laughing too.
We're gathered here in case of an emergency.
Excuse me, Reverend, but I believe you're reading the airplane safety instructions.
Look, what it amounts to is right before Jed says I do, Granny and Miss Hathaway come roaring up in Jed's big, tired, coverless wagon. Crushing all the guest cars and just causing a goddamn scene. The truth comes out and the wedding is off, and deciding to steal the money anyway, married or not, Tyler runs his mouth, as usual, longer than he should, which he shouldn't have done at all, and gives them enough time to not only surround him, Miss Hathaway comes over there, grabs a shotgun out of one of the redneck's hands, and just fucking... Lily Tomlin kicks ass. Literally, she judo kicks his ass! Right into Jethrina's arms. Now, Ellie Mae and Jed have a moment. You know, sorry that you didn't get a new mom. I accept you as who you are, even if you are tomboyish. I shouldn't have tried to change you. Blah, blah, blah.
I was mainly marrying Miss Lorette because I thought you wanted her for your new mom.
Miss Hathaway gooses Jethro.
Woo! Gotcha.
God, I love them too. I love it. Give me a whole movie with just Jethro and Miss Hathaway. The Beverly Hillbillies 2. Whatever happened to Jethro and Miss Hathaway. With just them two in it, I'd watch the shit out of that. Now, with nothing left to lose, the whole family together again for a celebration, Jed says the words everyone wants to hear.
We have one hellacious shindig.
And that's exactly what they do. Laura gets passed around in a dance fest before getting her ass kicked by Ellie Mae. And finally, the police arrive, taking her and Tyler into custody.
I was fun in love with the wrong kind of man.
What an ending. Just look at Jethro and Miss Hathaway getting down. This fucking movie is up and down in the funniness department. I'm sure you know what the problems are with it and what the best parts of it are and why it's watchable despite all of its flaws. There is such good chemistry and such good casting in so many cases, and you just know it's a product of maybe bad writing or maybe rushed production, who knows what. Maybe there were a lot of rewrites. I didn't go deep and research, development of this movie, but it's clear that some jokes are dated, some jokes probably didn't need to be included at all, but it is what it is, and it is watchable. It is fucking watchable because of Diedrich Bader, because of Lily Tomlin, because of Jim Varney. Ellie Mae is not so bad herself. I don't know a lot about her. I looked her up. I didn't recognize much of her work. Cloris Leachman's fine. She's a little ahead of my time. Still, played a great granny. I think all the B actors in this were perfectly cast, and overall, this is a funny movie. It's got unfunny parts in it. Don't let it fool you. But the funny parts outweigh it, and you can come away from it, even if you maybe fast forward or skip one or two scenes, feeling like it didn't completely waste your time.